friends, and welcome to Facts, Opinions, and Real Talk. I'm your host, Heather Honey. And today I'm so excited we have a special guest, another one on today's show. But of course, before we get started, let's talk about a few things. If you are in the chat, let's all behave and be sweet. If you don't, I will ban you and I will let your mama, your daddy, and your grandmother know how you're misbehaving. And anyways, so also please be sure to subscribe to my channel. It's free. Like this episode and share it. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any impromptu lives or other episodes that you might be interested in. So now that I got the pleasantries out of the way, let's get started. Our special guest is a lifelong resident of Southside, Alabama, and a dedicated husband, father, and public servant. With 6 years as a firefighter in the Alabama Air National Guard and experience as a law enforcement officer and civilian firefighter, he is committed to serving others. Our guest has also coached local youth football and is now running for Southside City Council Place 1, aiming to create a safer, stronger, and more connected community for Southside Alabama. So I'm going to bring on our special guest, which is Mr. Blake Habyan. Hey, Blake.
Hey, how are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good. Are you excited about tomorrow?
Very excited. Very excited.
Good. A little nervous?
A little nervous. Never done it before. First go around. So,
Yeah. I think that is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's get started. Okay. So one thing, and like you just said, this is your first time, and gosh, I mean, bravo to you, because I don't know if I can do it or not.
Thank you.
I would be, but you got it. You'll be fine. All right. So how can you guarantee that the voices of all citizens of Southside are heard and represented on the city council?
I believe the way to guarantee that is outreach and listening. Be responsible enough to, hear the citizens, hear their needs, hear their wants, and, try to, keep communication throughout the process of trying to, meet their needs and wants or problems or issues. I feel like the best way to, guarantee that is just give them faith in that you will answer every time they ask.
Right. No, I love that answer. And I'm huge about communication, and sometimes I tend to over communicate, but I think to any kind of relationship, whether it's, family, job, city council, communication is key, but also being a good listener. Right. I mean, you can talk to somebody, but if they're not truly listening, then, what's the point? So I'm going to give you some bonus points for that. That was good.
Thank you.
But that really is important, though. Seriously.
Right.
All right. So what is your primary vision for the future of Southside?
I would say my primary vision is to build something. Well, I want to bring the council back to where it was when it was very respectful, professional, and it was smoothly operated. I would say my visions would be to have more things for the youth, more facilities for them to use. I like to see, there's the rumors, or it might not be rumors. It might be set in stone now for Johnson's to come in. That's great. I feel like that's very needed. And I would just kind of, put up some locals, businesses around the highway and, try to, promote growth, but at the same time, keep the identity of Southside the same.
Yes, because that's one thing that I've heard a lot of citizens, and including myself, is like, I love Southside. This is the reason why I moved here, because it is, we're in the country, and it's got that small town vibe that I just love. Right. And, I don't want to wind up being like bigger towns, but
absolutely,
no, I love it. Yeah, definitely. Youth is so important because, without things for youth to do, that's where I think trouble comes. They've got to stay, they need to be supported and they need to be, have something to do to keep them out of trouble.
Right.
Um, so, okay, talking about the council and,
Mhm.
making it run smooth, or not making it, but, hoping that
Mhm.
it would run smoothly. How would you handle a situation when there would be conflict within the council?
I guess I would say it's the circumstances of it. Sometimes you need to walk away and take a few,
Hmm.
just to gather your thoughts, and that way you don't overreact, or regret something that you respond on. I would say the best way is to try to resolve it before you're in front of the public. I believe that's very easy to do. I don't think it's great for the public to see conflict in the council, because then it begins to develop into worries of the council and how they're gonna go the rest of their term.
No, I completely agree with that. Actually, tonight I'm going to be doing a live show, and one thing I'm going to highlight is another town, and they're actually called a select board, and it's bad.
Is it
And
really bad?
it's really bad. So you need to watch tonight. But
Yes,
anyways,
absolutely.
or catch it on a later on. But
Hmm.
seriously, yeah, no, that's so important, because if you're arguing right there in front of citizens, I mean, I would be like, well, they can't get it together. How are they going to run our city?
Absolutely.
And I mean, there's a time to be professional, but in the public, there is this professionalism. You can't just do everything you want to be. If you want to be hollering at somebody,
Hmm.
that does look bad, and I hate that, but that's just how it is. and
Absolutely.
and I agree with the walking away, because I have what I call my inner Hulk.
Yep.
It's like,
Hmm.
okay, I don't need to talk anymore. So no, walking away is always a good thing.
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so let's talk about, okay, so this is your first time.
Hmm.
We know you're are you the youngest candidate?
I believe so. I'm
I think
24,
you
so I believe
24.
so. Hmm.
Okay, cool. I think that's awesome. So let's talk about age thing, because we know how people are when it can come to age.
Hmm.
So for the voters who think that you're too young or lack experience, what kind of message would you convey to them to earn your support?
I would say to them that I believe the experiences that I've gained through my current professions has kind of helped me grow as a young adult in this city, the town, even in with the military as well, going and seeing different ways of people's lives and different cultures. I believe I've gained some skill and knowledge that I'm very versatile when it comes to that role. I believe age for me doesn't matter. I believe I bring actually a different perspective, view, and vision than some of the candidates that might be older. And I think that's great for a council to have different ages and different perspectives.
Oh yeah, definitely. Um, that's really good. And I love that you included, because when I was looking at your bio, I was like, oh my gosh, look at everything. I mean, I'm 50 and I've not done near what all you've done. So remind us again what all your experiences.
So in May, I believe it was May, I
Mhm,
wrapped up my contract with the United States Air Force, the Air
mhm,
National Guard. I was a
mhm.
firefighter there, deployed once, so we were in a different location with different cultures. So that was a great experience. And then in between that time, I became a firefighter and a police officer, and served here in Southside for, I believe, 2 years, and then went on to Gadsden State, or I went to the county, then Gadsden State as part time as I went full time fire. And then on top of that, I've been with the Athletic Foundation for a little bit, kind of help them out with whatever they need, and then also coach at Rainbow Middle and the PYA.
My gosh, how do you do it all?
I like to stay busy.
Yeah.
It just keeps me doing the right things. I don't
Mhm.
sidetrack and just sit at the house and do nothing. So I like to be
Yeah.
busy and doing something.
No, that's amazing. That is, and with all that background, I mean, you've got so much knowledge that a lot of us don't have.
Mm.
And that is very impressive.
Thank you.
Impressive to say. Okay. So, and I think, well, this question kind of that this question would go back to what we just talked about, and it was talking about like skills you possess. But besides what you just told me, you know, all your background, is there any particular skill that you think would be advantageous as a council member besides what maybe you just told us?
Okay, yes, definitely listening. We went over that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I would say community engagement, being
Mm-hmm.
able to, actually talk to your community and, obviously listen. And then I would say, being active in what you say and actually following through
Mm-hmm.
with what you say you're going to do.
Yeah, that's tough because, you know, we get a lot of promises, but then people don't know how to follow up, or they don't want to, or they just want to get what they want to get at that moment, and then be like, oh yeah, I'll take, you know, we'll do that. So yeah, for me, actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely.
But so like, how would you do like community engagement? Just being involved with the community, or like, is there anything particular that?
I would say, most of the time the city has a lot of events going on year round. I would say, try to be in attendance for those as much as you can. I would also say that, set up something to where if they have questions or answers, they have a link or something they can get to you fast and that you can read real fast. That way you can actually be engaging towards the community. And I would say, if they wanted to meet you or something, be available.
Right. No, that's great. And that was the point of my doing these lives, work to be able for people to ask questions if they had any. And if they don't, they can always leave a comment later, and I'll be glad to send it to you and hopefully get some answers for anybody that has any. But just a reminder, I wanted to take a moment and remind everyone, tomorrow, Southside folks, it's election day. August 26th, Tuesday, and I think the polls open at 7.
That's correct.
And close at 7.
Yes, that is
right.
right.
And so you got all day, and this is important. And I'm saying it's important because this is our foundation of our town. These are the people that are running our town here in Southside. And if you don't go vote, don't say one thing about whoever's elected. Don't say a word, because you don't have the right, because you didn't vote. Okay. But I'm going to put up the information about the elections tomorrow so that we don't forget. All right. Okay. So I'm going to throw a fun one at you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. If you could choose one song to play as you entered a room, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good one. I love music. I listen to music probably every bit of the day that I'm doing something. I'm a big Alice in Chains fan.
Really?
So I would probably go with Rooster by Alice in Chains.
Yeah. Actually, I'm familiar with that.
Yes. So I listen to a lot of rock, a lot of grunge. That's just my go-to. My dad, when I was always in the car with him, was always Rock 105.9.
Yes.
And then he listened to a lot of Alice in Chains, Soundgarden.
Yes.
People like that. So I really enjoy that type of music. So I would say that would be the one for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I went to school with your daddy.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah. He was a good guy.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see here. Okay. We still got a little more time. Anything you want to just... is there anything that you want to say that you have not had the opportunity to say at any events that you feel like is important for the citizens to know, or about you, or about any kind of situations going on that you want to talk about?
I would say that, I'm not your typical politician. I would say I'm very reachable, talkable. I like to be, I don't know, I wear multiple hats for a reason, because I like to go and do. I would say that, me with my age and my, I guess, goals and my drive in life, I would say that, I just really want this because I want to be the difference in, the typical council that we do elect.
definitely. That's good. I really appreciate, because I do believe in change.
Mm-hmm.
Some things we don't need to change, but there's a lot of things we do need to change.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that may be, changing out people. So no, that is a good one. So if anybody wanted to contact you between now and tomorrow, where can they contact you?
They can call my cell phone, 256-490-7962, and they can ring me about any time. I'm kind of a night owl too, so it won't bother me none.
Okay. And also, I wanted to ask you, and we'll be wrapping up here shortly. I know you're a busy guy.
Oh, you good.
How do you deal with, and I would call it stress, because I would be stressed out with everything that you got. So
Right.
you've got, all your jobs, and then at the end of the day, you've got to get ready and go be on the council. I mean, how do you deal with the stress, like with stress, or how do you relax?
How do I relax?
And like change from, okay, like the different hats that you wear. I got to change, and I got to be council person, and how do you relax? How do you chill?
Well, I usually have a thing in my mind is with whichever job's different. Sometimes you can't just leave it where you go,
Mm-hmm.
So my two jobs at like Gadsden State and Gadsden Fire, once I leave there, it stays there. I don't bring it home. Just leave it there unless they call me or need me. That's when I'll put it back on. And same way with council and coaching and all that. I'm still involved with it when I leave there, but at the same time, I don't stress about it, because stress. The thing about stress is there's nothing you can do about it in the moment that you're doing it, that you're stressed out.
Right.
The only thing that you can do is take a breath. I really just let it up to God to decide, what's going to happen, because it's not up to me. I believe, I believe it's up to Him. So I just kind of let Him take it, and I try to be responsible and just try to do what I need to do. But at the same time, you can't stress over everything, because you can't fix it all in one day.
Right. That's true. That is true. Well, all right. Well, I appreciate you so much taking the time.
Absolutely.
And I'm so excited. And again, if you're watching, please go vote tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it ends up,
Absolutely,
how it works out. Anyways, I wish you the best, and hang tight just a second. All right. Well, thank you. And
thanks so much.
You're welcome. Hang on just a second for me. Okay. So that was so good. And I love these interviews where we are getting to know more of our, candidates. And eventually I want to, interview like our city council and our mayor, so that, we can have these just, kind of relaxed conversations where they don't feel like they have to put on their professional coats. They can kind of just relax and be themselves, but yet still give out the information that we're looking for. So anyways, so until next time, please stay safe, be aware of your surroundings, and do the right thing.